We are Catalyst.Earth, my co-founder and I. We're accelerating the transition to net zero through climate positive projects. The problem we want to solve is there's not enough carbon credits coming to market. There's a rapidly increasing demand. We've seen that with the doubling of the carbon credit market year on year last year. Companies are increasingly making net zero pledges without the required knowledge to decarbonize their internal operations. And there's also residual carbon in their operations that they need to offset. Major problem is around scarce financing for projects to actually get developed and come to market, and an unclear value of the actual carbon offsets that's leading to delays in actually getting those projects developed. The carbon offset market is going to be huge. So we expect that it's going to increase about 100 times between now and 2050, 15 times by 2030. We want to accelerate the deployment of capital of climate projects by increasing the pool of capital available to project developers. We want to help provide clear price and demand signals and improve trust and integrity for buyers of carbon offsets. We're going to do this by using blockchain technology. We think that we can actually raise pre-financing for carbon credit offtake projects. We want to increase participation amongst individuals. This is sorely lacking at the moment. It's major corporations and typical financing institutions that are helping to value and finance these projects today. And we also want to increase the traceability and verification of credits to provide the more trust to the system and decrease fraud in the market. So myself, have a very commercial background, 15 plus years in renewables, energy and commodities trading. Alex, my co-founder, CTO, originally from Israel, has very deep knowledge in the technological space. And we believe together that we can create something truly unique and impactful in this area. We are potentially looking for someone to help us join the team that is very knowledgeable in terms of marketing, etc., particularly in the Web3 NFT space. Hope that's time. That's also the first time I pitched to an audience, so I hope that it was okay.
Well done. Everyone's clapping. We're all on mute, so it's, well done, Mitchell. Fantastic that first time pitching, and wonderful to go straight on into it. It's really good to always be practicing your pitch, and you've already got encouragement from one of our mentors saying, no way that was your first. So incredible. Thank you so much. I was a co-director at the Founder Institute, and it's all about pitching, and we give scores out of 5, no 3s, but you're not being scored, but if you were, come on.
I'm very happy to receive feedback if anyone wants to connect as well. So we're very early stage and looking for that at the moment. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well, maybe at the end we can have some of that organic discussion, because I don't think the spreadsheet's definitely not full. Now, Kirk, you've had your hand up for a bit, so I might just throw to you next.
Thanks. I was just doing the 1 minute hire me pitch. I don't know if it's appropriate to do that right now, or if you wanted to leave it till later.
No, please do. I love that. Let's mix it around. If you have slides, wonderful. If you don't,
I don't.
Show us yourself with that wonderful blurred background. So
yeah, thank you. It's awesome, isn't it? I much prefer your ocean background, actually. Look, I'm part of the great COVID resignation. I'm a tech BDM, left the business I was in at the end of last year. Actually caught up with Mick around about that time, just in general, and then went on a break and saw family in the US, and COVID and all those things have happened and hopefully passed. And now I'm back and I'm looking for roles. So in my history, I have built and commercialized first-to-market properties, some digital around B2B, B2C, one of which in particular achieved over 25% of the total available marketplace. A lot of entrepreneurial stuff. I am looking to do the same kind of thing for a digital green tech or climate tech business, and really just exploring opportunities. And as I say, I'm available now. So happy to talk to anybody who's interested.
Wonderful. Thanks, Kirk. Thanks so much for coming on board. And me thrown to you quite quickly. And sorry, I've just realised I've gone flat out and I've gone straight into this without acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we meet. For me, that's the Gubbi Gubbi people, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And a little background on the green sea turtle. Here on Gubbi Gubbi land, my local beach, we have a little hatchery just at the path, which is fantastic, but it also motivates me more to work in positive climate action, because Pacific green sea turtles, 99% of them are born female now because of climate change. The hotter the sand, more females produced. Gordon, you've got your hand up. Can I throw to you next? Oh, you're
yes, if I can find the unmute button. Hi, everybody. My name's Gordon Renouf. My background was as a consumer advocate, including as the head of policy at Choice and on the international Consumers International Advocacy Organisation. But 10 years ago, I decided, based on my insights into what consumers were wanting through my participation with those organisations, was that we needed to make it easier for consumers to make pro-sustainability choices. And so Good On You is the world's most robust and comprehensive sustainability assessment system based on public information for brands, starting at the moment in the fashion industry, where we've ranked 3,500 brands. We sell our brand rating data to multi-brand retailers, search engines, fintechs, so Afterpay, Klarna, Microsoft customers. We also connect the higher rated brands with our user base. So we have a user-facing app and website with the brand rankings and tips and guides and so forth, and up to 1 million users per month access those. So we're a team of about 20 at the moment, and we're hiring a few new roles. I should say we are a fully remote company, and half our team work in Europe, the US, or other parts of the world. But at the moment in Australia, we're hiring a senior-ish product manager, a product designer, and a senior full-stack engineer. So if you know people who want to work on making our brand rating system even greater and more comprehensive and extending it to other verticals, then I would love to hear from them. At some point this year, we'll probably be raising more money. We raised a couple of times last year. Happy to answer any questions.
Wonderful, Gordon. Doing good and looking really good as well. They're not they're not in particularly modest figures, are they? Like 1 million users a month, as well as some really big brands and incredibly fashionable icons who are advocating for Good On You. It's brilliant to see.
We forgot to mention Emma Watson's support. Yes, thank you, Charlotte.
Oh, well, I think she's just such a wonderful role model for women everywhere. Joss, you have your hand up, and definitely please, everyone, put your LinkedIn in the chat. We'll go through the pictures, and then we can have some, questions back and forth. And anyone who maybe didn't think they wanted to pitch, please don't be afraid. You can always just announce some great news or just introduce yourself. Joss.
Thanks, Charlotte. Hi, I'm Joss Kesby, and my company is Diffuse Energy, and I'll just give you a little bit of a very strict 1-minute spiel on what we do. Telecommunications are essential to all of us, but they're even more so for people in the bush where access can be really, really poor or even non-existent because of the cost of operating diesel-powered remote telco sites. At Diffuse Energy, we have developed wind energy technology that can remove up to 100% of these diesel operating costs, allowing more towers to be built where they're needed and driving increased revenue for our customers. Our technology, developed over 4 years at the University of Newcastle, is twice as powerful as our competitors thanks to our proprietary aerodynamic diffuser, an example of which you can see here. The energy produced by our system simply blows our competitors away, allowing towers to be run on 100% renewable energy. Now, while telcos have been our initial focus and we've got some great customers on board, we aren't stopping there. The agriculture, transport, and residential markets will all benefit greatly from using the most powerful small wind turbine on the planet. So if you'd like to, if you have a potential application or you have some contacts in the telco industry, I'd love to get in touch with you. So please reach out on LinkedIn, which I'll put on the chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Joss. And Newcastle represent, also a Novocastrian, which is funny, you know, it's always known as this coal mining town, but there's, you know, a lot of progress in the renewable space.
Yeah, there's some really good things happening out here now. And I think Beyond Zero Emissions in particular, like, have been quite active in sort of progressing things as well and getting getting our name out there at the Hunter Valley as an energy region. And obviously Climate Salad, you know, I think Mick's been up here a couple of times as well as part of the University in Newcastle.
Central Coast, but let's not hold that against it.
That's not.
Vinks, I'm going to throw to you next to hear from a mentor. Where are you?
No worries. Hi, can you hear me? Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Vinks, or Vinka Gugic, as the thing says. It's nice to meet everybody. I'm a startup growth operations guy, ex-founder, not in climate tech. And I've got hands-on leadership experience in marketplaces and fintechs. And I've mentored startups in telehealth, edutech, and now started in climate tech as well, probably in the last 6 months. And I guess my pitch on self is that I like doing all the things you don't like doing. So admin on people, documentation, and spreadsheets. Plus, I'm also very good at it. So yeah, I'm happy to help out if anybody wants some mentoring help. I'm here.
Short and sweet. I like it. Thanks. Now, I've noticed we haven't had a whole lot of female representation with the pitching yet. So I'd like to throw to maybe Natalie or Joanna or Megan or Kim. Who would like to go? Joanna?
Sure, I'll go. Hi, Joanna Clute from Green KPI, Sustainability Management Software. Green KPI is driving change in sustainability by providing simple, easy to do, step-by-step actions that companies can take. Now, as we drive change, we can also measure that change with metrics. And then we automate sustainability reports that capture the actions that have been completed and the change that is occurring in the metrics. We provide the charts, interactive charts. They are infographic rich. So our report is speaking the truth. There's no greenwashing. At the actions level, when we have an action that requires a third party, we have a link that links to people who are suppliers who are also subscribers. On General the other day, I put out a call saying, anyone who supplies sustainability services, let me know, because you can go onto that link to provide those services. The idea is to grow a global ecosystem of buyers and providers of sustainability products, everybody working together to drive sustainability. I think that might be a minute.
That was perfect. We're very well done. Thank you so much, Joanna, and good work. I just kind of threw you on the spot there as well. MC, would you like to go next?
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all and to finally be in this group. Thank you so much for having me and Rachel, my co-founder in this group. We're really pleased to be here. Rachel couldn't make it today, so it's just me. So I'd introduce myself first of all, because I'm so new. I left Google on the 28th of January and then began working on Kelpist. So we're super, super new. It feels like, you know, we have a bazillion things to do at the moment. And so this opportunity to sort of pitch and have this sort of, it's the first time that I'm doing this on behalf of Kelpist as well. So I'll be really interested to hear how it goes and to keep refining. All right. So first of all, can I get a show of hands? How many of you have thrown furniture away at any point? Don't be shy. Right. So 9 million tons of furniture is discarded per year in Sydney alone, 85% of it going straight to landfill. Broadly, we've been conditioned to simply throw things away at the end of a product's life, in part because these were cheap to purchase and they're not built to last. We do not have time to shift consumer behavior into more sustainable habits. Kelpist is in the business of ocean regeneration. Seaweed forests produce 70% of the world's oxygen, absorb carbon dioxide up to 50 times faster than land forests, and they regenerate marine ecosystems. Our mission is to manufacture furniture that's 100% compostable. Manufacturing these products regenerates marine ecosystems and sequesters CO2 through kelp forests, which is our raw material. Our products are carbon negative cradle to cradle, and every Kelpis product has a fully traceable carbon provenance as a digital ledger. We provide consumers and businesses with a practical and clean way to furnish their spaces and offset their carbon consumption. Thank you.
Wonderful. Amazing. Well, you know, Google's sorry to see you go, but we're happy to have you do Kelpist, MC. Alfonso, I'm throwing you next. And I think
so just turning on my mic. Fantastic pitches so far, and thanks for having me. All right, I guess I'll just get started and try to do my best compared to everyone before me. My name is Alfonso. I'm an engineer and co-founder of NetNada. NetNada is a SaaS product that aims to automate sustainability for every SME. So our unique approach to carbon footprint is to leverage accounting data to complete our measurements in seconds rather than months. So by the end of this speech, you can have your whole company sustainability and carbon footprint done and completed. We achieve this by integrating our product with accounting software, enabling ongoing calculations and reporting with just one click. And with this time and cost efficiency that we gain, we allow the focus of our users to shift from the measurement and traditional consulting side into the impact generation and overall strengthening the sustainability strategy. We're also the first Australian company to integrate sustainability into market leader 0 in terms of accounting. So therefore, as businesses change or grow, NetNada ensures that your sustainability is always up to date. So if you have a company that you like to get assessed or any feedback in terms of this competitive industry, please get in touch. We are on an MVP revenue generating stage with a staff count of 6, and would love to hear your feedback.
Wonderful. Thanks, Alfonso. And you were also based in Newcastle, is that right?
No, I'm based in Sydney. Yeah.
I think I got that wrong. I'm just love.
No worries.
I love Newcastle. But I also see Zal on the line here, who's an investor and mentor based in Singapore. So lovely to have you, and I might throw to you later. But next, if I can get Michael Anthony or MA.
Thanks very much. My name is Michael Anthony. I'm the co-founder of Sonified. And let me throw up a little presentation that we've got here. So Sonified's a technology company. We put a chip with a crypto anchor on the back of each solar panel, and then we connect that up and bring it to the edge and put it on the blockchain. Our purpose is to deal with the greenwashing. We verify exactly which electrons come from where, under what circumstances, and we are able to help O&Ms. We're able to help the process of minting carbon credits and verifying that they actually were created. We can also change the way that the solar industry operates its business model in terms of turning solar panels into energy as a service instead of selling the panel, keeping all eyes where they should be on production. We can also unlock a whole range of new ways of doing finance and ownership. So that's a little bit about what we do. To support our rollout here in Australia, we're a Dutch company with Australian Proprietary Limited. And in Australia, what we're doing, we're eating our own dog food by rolling out a series of small-scale 5 megawatt solar farms with batteries and connecting that all up together in the national energy market to create a grid-scale virtual power plant, showing how you can work with an existing infrastructure to build large-scale solar and storage assets, but work within the existing infrastructure that the country has. So it's one of the applications that's possible through our technology. We've got a wonderful team of people. We're always looking for amazing human beings to come and join us. And that's a little bit about who we are. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, I also have, I'll just ask you to stop sharing screen, unless you have more to show us.
I do, but I can't in a minute. That's about
all right. We can go
I
back
can do in a minute.
And we also have an investor and mentor, Danine, who's put their hand up or put their name in the spreadsheet.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Danine. It's a great, fantastic forum. Thanks for organising, guys. So effectively, I've been in energy and clean tech for about 15 years. I currently work as a consultant in the space. So anything in the decarbonisation space, I work for large corporates, financials, anyone looking to really enter the space, understand from a strategic perspective what they could do. But I also work with a lot of startups on the mentoring side, investing side, and helping connect to a lot of the companies I work with. So short and sweet, that's it.
You had 10 more seconds. No one knows what to do.
You definitely, you were so quick. I couldn't actually unmute myself because I was halfway through the chat. Checking who would like to go next.
I'll finish up by saying if anyone wants to talk or understand, help grow their business, I've done it 5 times before. So yeah, please get in touch.
Wonderful. And actually, quite a few of our companies are expanding internationally. Do you have experience in international markets?
To a degree, yeah. I'm not a super expert, but I've been involved in it, yes.
Wonderful. Natalie, because you're the center of my screen in the gallery view, would you like to do an intro into Folkfall?
Yeah, sure. Hi, everyone. Natalie from Folkfall here. Not probably immediately obvious how a platform reducing food waste is related to clean tech, but in fact, food waste is 4 times worse than the aviation industry in terms of emissions. So our Australian food service sector wastes about 660 million meals annually. It's a pretty huge figure when you think about it. So we're a platform that aims to connect hospitality venues and food retailers to deal-hungry consumers who are happy to pick up this surplus unsold food.
Wonderful. Thank you, Natalie. That was perfectly succinct. Before I throw to Mick, our founder and leader extraordinaire, I thought, Jack, we met for coffee the other day, and I thought maybe would you like to give a background to Super, or Nick also, and maybe one more mentor, Zal.
Yeah, I can go.
I'm just throwing the names out there, but if you want to go, jump in. Go, Jack.
Okay, so I've got no slides produced, but I'll give you a quick rundown. So I'm Jack Whelan, co-founder of Super, and we're making super simple and sustainable. So outside of buying a house, your superannuation is probably one of the largest and most important investments that you'll ever make. So given that that's your money, have you ever wondered how it's being invested, whether it's performing, or if your money is funding the climate crisis? Our extensive research found that 75% of Australians can't find answers to these questions. They're completely unaware that this can cost them up to $600,000, but they're also oblivious to the impact that their super has on the climate. Changing just one 50k account into a sustainable strategy is 21 times more effective than going vegetarian, stopping flying, and changing energy providers combined. Super aims to be the first independent and totally transparent superannuation management tool, allowing individual members to take control of their investment, whilst also providing unique data and member insights to the funds to help speed up their transition to sustainable strategies. We've just launched a very basic MVP and landing page, and we're looking for people to sign up, provide feedback, and ultimately help spread the word to help us get product market fit. And if you've got any growth marketing experience of early stage startups, then yeah, I'd love to connect.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Jack. Yes, there's a few of us here on the Sunshine Coast, and always love to meet people in real life person. So if you are around here, let me know. Kim, I might throw to you, and then Nick, would you like to go after Kim? I'll go to Kim.
All right, thanks. Can you all see my screen? Just checking I've got the tech right.
Yep.
I always get this wrong. Hi, everyone. I haven't pitched this properly before, but hope you'll bear with me. My name's Kim. We're a bunch of friends who work as a household at the household level, trying to break through the barrier of people just knowing about climate crisis and what actions they can take. One of the studies that galvanized us just as local citizens and enraged citizens, really, was that one study said we only actually have 7 summers left before we lock in 1.5 degrees. So a lot of people know about climate change, but they don't know what actions they can take. And just to show you how bad Queensland is, we're sitting at, as a state, we're one of the top emitters within Australia for carbon emissions. But actually, if you don't count the exports, if we count the exports, it's actually a lot bigger. So we're kind of the worst in the world. So what we wanted to do was get everyone down to the recommended 2 tons per emission, 2 tons of emission per person. How do we do that? Well, we actually just learned that you can only really move people 20% of the way towards emissions. So our big question is, how can every household take action? All of you are already the converted, but what we found was, well, people could do quite a lot of things up front, and they just didn't know they could do it. They couldn't move their super, they didn't know about food emissions, food waste, they didn't know about furniture or energy. So we did something really simple. We just put it all together in a spreadsheet, tested out with a bunch of households, and now we're just trying to get this tool out there. So we don't have an ask as a startup, we just have a functional tool that we're just trying to put in people's hands. So if anyone's interested, we call ourselves 7 Summers. It's kind of doomsday-ish, but that's actually how long we kind of have. So yeah, contact us if you want to just talk a bit more. Thanks.
Wonderful. We'd love to have that toolkit spread across the community, because that's something, yeah, a few members have asked, like, do you have just an individual toolkit to be able to, you know, these are the actions. And when you break it down into, you know, bite-sized chunks, it's more achievable. Would anyone else like to have a pitch?
I mean, I've got nothing to pitch, but happy to introduce myself.
Please do. One of our finalists for Mentor of the Year.
I'm Zal. I think I'm probably the only representative that's not in Australia right now. I've been running startups and tech companies for the last 12 to 15 years, mainly bootstrapped and without sort of fundraising. The last 1.5 years, I've been spending a lot of my time sort of investing as well as advising and consulting startups, particularly those in the climate tech space and sustainability space. With Climate Salad, what I've found is that a lot of Australian companies are looking at Asia as a marketplace. So one of the things that I help with companies is sort of understand their go-to-market and how they can come in here. I always joke that Southeast Asian companies look at Australia like the Holy Land because customers can spend a little bit more money there. They have higher purchasing power parity, and the Aussie companies all look at Asia like, oh my God, you guys have 500 million people, 1 billion people. How do we get access to that market? So there's interesting sort of synergies there. I've worked with Mick. We've arranged a few get-togethers, and I think one of the ones that we want to plan for this year is how do we get startups in Australia to meet startups in Asia and sort of have a conversation, all in the obviously climate tech and sustainability space, share ideas, and hopefully help each other grow. So I'm here to sort of help, advise, counsel, if you want a shoulder to cry on or anything like that, because it's entrepreneurship is a difficult journey at the best of times.
Thanks so much, Zal. Incredibly generous with his time, and also great at connecting the investor sort of group in climate tech in Singapore with our Australian guys as well. So it's nice to see that although we might be the biggest polluters in some areas, there is actually a lot of progress being made on the entrepreneurial and business side. Would anyone else like to pitch before I just throw to Mick to have a little high as well?
Charlotte, happy to jump in. Hi everyone, my name's Rachel White. I have worked in early stage technology ventures for about 11 years now, predominantly in software. So very, very familiar with the whole startup and scale up journey. I'm a CFO. So I am a mentor in the whole capital raising process. I've done more capital raising than I care to remember. It's a very unique process. So it's one that I do a bit of coaching to help people through the various stages of it. My current role, which I started about a month ago, is CFO for Providence Asset Group. We own a bunch of solar farms which are connected to the grid. So we're pumping renewable energy into the grid. We've also invested in hydrogen storage capability with a joint venture with the University of New South Wales. That is still very much in a bleeding edge technology, I think is the best way to describe it. We're very much focused on the utility space. So we're up to our ears in the transition of a very, very old legacy infrastructure into cutting edge, smart, AI-driven, switchable renewable energy. So it's not just the source of the energy, it's the fact that you can, there's really good smart technology that allows you to be very efficient about it and do lots of switching. I learned a lot with the recent close of the coal-fired plant. It's closing 7 years early. I'm sure you've all heard about that. The reason they're doing it is because they can't turn it off during the day, basically, and so it's no longer economic. I think that's outstanding news. It is economics that drive this stuff. So have joined, I've known Mick for a very long time. So I've joined Climate Salad as a mentor. I'm delighted to be here. And yes, my secret sauce is the whole capital raising process. And I'm sure I've gone over a minute.
That's okay. We are so lucky to have you. Thank you so much, Rachel. And it is just the best news. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Origin Energy isn't closing the largest coal-fired plant in Australia 7 years ahead of schedule because they're doing it for the planet.
No,
no,
there's no altruism in that at all. So it's because they're losing vast amounts of money having it open running during the day, and that's actually because of rooftop solar is what has disrupted that, and I think that is outstanding.
We love to see it. And just one more, I mean, I know I should sort of expand my screen here to see everybody. If there is anyone else who'd like to just sort of jump in, but I might throw to Mick and then we can have a bit of a Q&A or a bit of a discussion as well. When Mick first started Climate Salad, it was really, we do these new member calls and it was like, how did you hear about Climate Salad? Oh, I know Mick, I'm friends with Mick, I know Mick. But sometimes, and now we're getting beyond Mick's immediate social circle, although most people will know you. So he needs no introduction. I'll just throw to our founder, Mick.
Thanks, Charlotte. Appreciate it. Look, it's so exciting to see such diversity of companies here pitching at all different kind of stages, and also the amount of mentorship around this and people wanting to get into the space. It does absolutely take a village to go and create this new industry, and we have a ton of urgency around doing it because what Kim's comment, like I've read maybe 14 books on this stuff, but when she said 7 summers, I was just like, there was something so much more tangible about it. Maybe because this summer really sucks in terms of weather, but I was just like, 7 summers, like holy shit, like it just really brought it home to me. So it's amazing to hear all these different stories be told in these different ways. And I really encourage you, sometimes I think to, as Al said, in terms of the loneliness of entrepreneurship, and sometimes it feels like, can I reach out to these people? But everyone who is here and put their hand up for the Climate Salad community has done so because they really, really want to. And we work really hard to filter everybody to make sure that the people are legitimate and real. And so people like Dannon, who says he's a consultant in the energy space, that could easily be a guy who wants to charge you $40,000 a day to try to help you. But I met with him and talked to him and worked through the companies, and he's been adding value already. And Zal was the same. Even people like Rachel, who I've known for a long time, we put up the barrier of you've got to earn your way into this community because it is so important we get this right. But I think all the entrepreneurs in the room, I would say right now, massively underestimate the willingness and ability of all these other people around here to help. People like Nick Dacris Manning, Sasha, Rachel, Jackie, Mark Rowland. Mark, I don't know if you are actually out of Australia or in transit somewhere over the Pacific. I know you're on your way here, but
I'm in the UK at the minute.
You're in the UK. Well, I got that completely wrong then. So that shows how much.
It's 1:45 in the morning, quarter to 2 in the morning. So I think I win on the time.
You do, and the commitment. But in terms of the people that have come around this, and I won't pretend, like there's no doubt I've called on a whole bunch of favors, but it's because we're doing it for the climate. There's a real problem to be solved here, and it is massively complex. It's going to take thousands and thousands of good people doing good work to go and get that done, which is the whole purpose of Climate Salad. Is someone had been working with us for about 6 weeks, and they're like, "So Mick, Climate Salad, why salad?" And I was like, first of all, because we needed a name, and secondly, it's a healthy mix and we should all have more of it. That was my logic, which we probably should write down somewhere. But everything from waste to energy to transport to materials to agriculture, like just everything. We've got to work everywhere, and it does take this big network to go and work on it. So please reach out really aggressively. Charlotte's outlined just a massive amount of really great opportunities to get good value out of being a part of this community. And Charlotte and I are purely APIs. Like our time to actually help you directly is really limited, but be annoying to us and we'll pass you on to other people who can really help. Whether it's Nick or Rachel on financing, or whether it's Sasha on building out a business, and Zal as well, like Dannon on energy. Like there's just so many good people around. Ask. Not nearly enough of you are annoying. No one is annoying me yet. Like, and that's just what horribly disappointing. Like, it's please be annoying back to us, because that's how we help, is to put you in front of this guy, because you are doing the hard work. No matter how much I speak up these mentors and their abilities, you're the ones in the hot seats, and you're the ones we need to get to scale. So I think on the point Zal raised as well, we do need to get these Aussie companies out of Australia at some point to hit global scale. And that's something we're really working on over the next 3 months. And again, if you know people who have done it, or if you want to do it, please reach out. We have a lot of interest in Europe. We are doing some things in it's so interesting, the different markets. We're talking about it this week, that Europe is really far ahead in terms of policy and consumer behavior. USA is catching up with dollars and with market. Southeast Asia has some really interesting challenges and opportunities, and definitely has scale. So and we absolutely need to bring all of the world with us at once. So that global market entry component is something we really driving towards. So nothing major for me other than let's make sure we follow up on these things and make sure we get at least one good connection out of it. I'm going to throw something in. I just made up a little form in Airtable to try to capture some. So I'm going to use everyone as a guinea pig. So I created this form, and this is me doing database work, so it's probably going to be broken. But if you get some value out of Climate Sailor, just so we can capture what works and get feedback, and we're just trying to add a couple of testimonials from our members onto the website to sort of say what the good work we're doing, and also test this form and tell me all my spelling errors. So I'll put that in there. But please stay in Slack, be active, ask lots of questions. And again, all the mentors, thanks again so much for your time and passion in this area. And massive thanks to Charlotte for driving all this amongst my madness. So Zal, got a follow-up comment?
I was just gonna say, guys, that all of you look like you've done stuff before, and like, this is a new venture, or you guys are starting new or entering into this area. And unlike any other industry that I've ever experienced, people in this space are helpful. Right? If you are trying to save the world, you've got to have a little bit of altruism in you. And so I am constantly amazed at how easy it is to reach out to people and say, hey, you know what? I'm in this space. I need some help. I need some advice. Can you do this? And how many people are willing to do it? So, my message is don't be shy, right? Like reach out, even if you think like, oh, why is this CEO ever going to talk to me? I think you will really be surprised at how generous people are with their time when you are talking about trying to stop the entire destruction of the planet.
Absolutely. There's a lot of LinkedIn links in the chat. I could copy and paste, like I could copy that and send it out to you. And I noticed Notif, Note Taker, I wouldn't mind grabbing a copy of that as well.
That's Keith, who's outsourced this meeting to his technology. So
I know
he's one of our engineering mentors who's using tools to leverage himself. So yeah, but let's make sure we get a screenshot too.
That's what I was going to say. Are you doing a screenshot, Mick?
No, you got it.
Okay.
You got it. I'm just being annoying. Yeah.
Okay, so happy, looking great. Camera's on, except for the note taker, Keith. All right, should we wave? Hi. Wonderful. Does anyone else have a burning question or comment or recommendation?
I've got a question. So before I said that we're hiring, and great if people can refer people to our job descriptions are on the website. But also one of the challenges that I'm facing as a CEO of a 20-person company is it's growing a bit, is thinking about how to scale and strategies around culture and hiring resources and toolkits and so on. So I'd love it if there are mentors that were keen to talk to me about those subjects. I'm on Climate Salad Slack. You can contact me there.
Good, and we do have, and we are bringing in for that reason, Tim from Functionally to do a workshop on that, the growing pains of startup companies that are rapidly expanding, but also leadership and how to hire with the right mix. So yes, I'll send you out the calendar invite. And also, as we're growing, I'd love to hear your feedback too. The Google groups, calendar invites, does that work okay? Or do you prefer just Slack? Please let us know. Like we've got thick skin, we're not offended, and we want to hear your feedback so we can improve your experience and grow this community to make really good impact. Nick, you've also got your hand up. Oh, I bet you are on mute, unfortunately.
Sorry about that.
All good.
Can we share? Let's see if we can get share screen working. Can you see something there? No?
Not yet.
Okay, if you look under the chat, next to my name there's a PNG called Cows PMG. Anyone want to click on that? Tells you very clearly why we should be doing this thing. There's everyone's talking about coal-fired power stations. Everyone's talking about how we should be we should be electrifying this and electrifying that. There's lots of other really simple ideas. If cows were a country, this is from McKinsey's, there'd be the second largest emitter of greenhouse gases. I think that says a lot. We need to be not narrowly focused in our approach. My background, for those who don't know me, and thanks Mick for a bit of an introduction, investment banking for many years, Gresham Partners, ABN AMRO, where we pulled Optus together, floated Telstra, HSBC, where we pulled together Vodafone through a few different parts. Participated a lot in Tech Boom 1 in 2000, 2001. Remember the times when we had 100 people queuing in our foyer, and one of the assistants had to go out with literally the hand out pieces of paper telling each person in the queue. My interest is my family of farming, and it's pretty clear to me that a lot of the stuff that we're doing, cattle, for example, the FCR ratio for fish is 3 to 1. For cattle, it's 20 or 30 to 1. For the last 8 years, we've been running a disruptive lunch series for high net worths, funds managers, VCs, which Mick's been to. The last one we and if you go onto our website, you can see that who's been presenting in the past. The last one we had was on alternative proteins. We had All G Foods. We had Circle Harvest, the wonderful Sky Blackburn, and her bug chips, bug pasta, bug everything. I'm super fan of hers. And
Harvest Bee.
Alfred Lowe, who did Harvest Bees, who's doing intermediate proteins. So look, we're part of the system. We have ecosystem. We've been supporting it, raising funds. The partners also put in their own money. We're 50% owned by Hall Chadwick, which most of you know would associate with David Kenny. But what you probably also wouldn't know is our chairman, David Fairfield, who's been one of my long-term mentors, who was a concierge to the Soul Patch Group. And he was one of the founders of TPG. Amongst, also, anything to do with Soul Patch over the last 40 odd years, he's had his hand in it. So we're not seeking to do equity raisings. We're here. We've offered Mick the opportunity to host Climate Salad events at our premises. If you go onto our website, you can look at the speakers we've had in the past. Everyone from Palantir, as you know, the guys who tracked down Bin Laden, to Airtasker, to all sorts of things. So that's a little bit about us. we love to be part of the system, and we want to see the system grow, and would like to introduce companies, investors to each other as part of that natural growth. We're playing it forward in a big way.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, mate. That's awesome. Yeah, it definitely takes a village team. So great to have such momentum in the space. A couple of the Climate Cell members out there, and we are, like, I think we definitely want to increase the interaction between all parts of the ecosystem, including corporates and government. We definitely want to do that globally. That's not easy. And I think for the entrepreneurs, we don't want you to have to worry about every single thing. You just focus on building a team, building a product, getting customers, and growing. And we'll try to put a support network around you. So again, thanks, Charlotte, for setting this up. Hopefully we'll get, I've got a copy of the chat. We can get that and put that out, and then keep just increasing these connections for support. So thanks again.
Thank you. 7 summers to go. Thanks so much, everyone. Yeah, I'll copy the chat at the end and send it out.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Great to see you all, and chat soon.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Got a lot of direct messages on there too. So.
Not just me. Okay, so I think Keith Lang is not. Jump off and chat to you soon, Charlotte.
Chat to you soon. I know I'm still copying. It's going really slow. Sorry.
Oh, you can click a button, click the triple dots down the bottom. You can save the chat.
Oh my God, I'll just do that. I was just doing that.
Yeah.
Participant can.
Right next to the smiley face. If you open the chat window, the 3 dots next to the.
Yeah, no, I've got and I've just saved the chat, so it's easy.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll save somewhere. Thanks, Mick, so much for coming on.
Yeah, all good. That was great. Yeah, I thought that worked well.
I hope so.
Yeah.
See you, Gordon. See you, Kate.